I feel like I wasn't sad when my parents got divorced.
You grew up in so much chaos, like you wanted it to be over.
Yeah.
Like
you weren't either.
I
Right?
can't say that. I can't say that I wanted it to be over. I grew up in chaos, but then I will also say that I felt like I knew a lot of my friends. I was just like, oh, my parents got divorced. Like we were in school and we talked about divorce in school. Or my mom and daddy not together anymore. It's just like, oh, okay, this is gonna happen soon. Like it was like I was waiting for it to almost happen. On top of the chaos, you know how some kids when their parents were going through stuff, it's like it's my fault. I was like, nah, I'm great. I'm great. It's not me. Them niggas
I remember
have
my mom
issues.
said that to us, and I think that might have been the only time I was like looked at her like, no shit. Like by this time, I'm about to go off to college.
Oh, you're so
I'm about to leave.
So you're 18, 19.
Because they pulled us in the garage, and they're like, yeah, we're getting a divorce. And my mom goes, just want to let you guys know, it's not your fault. We still love you. And I was like, I know that. Like, what? When she said, I'm like, no shit. Like, we're not 5-year-olds. Like, I know I didn't have nothing to do with this shit. I know that.
Keon, it's her first divorce. Right? She doesn't know.
But she gave us this speech. Like, it almost seemed like she copied and pasted it from,
yeah.
You know, and I'm like.
The manual.
I'm like, I think I turned 20 soon. Nigga, I'm trying to go
like,
fuck.
This is gay.
Like, what are you doing?
Why are you even telling me that?
What are you doing? Like,
You brought me to the garage for this. I'm sitting down like, what the fuck are you talking to me like this?
I'm like, what?
Call me in the garage for this shit.
For this shit?
Thanks for tuning in. Matter of fact, thanks for your patronage. Wildly inappropriate. See how I brutally honest it? Like, wow, that boy, wow. Don't you see them boys so crazy? Chilling with the homies, dog, Keon, Gary, and KB.
March 7th. Flappers. Yoo-Hoo Room. We sold out last time. Let's sell out again. If it's not already sold out by this, make sure you get your tickets for that. KeonBullock.com on everything to find all my stuff. I get back on the road in May. May it starts. I think I got 4 different cities in May, 4 or 5. So it starts in May. We still adding. I got Chicago, Detroit, Vancouver, Vegas, and Phoenix. Something else coming up in the summer. So get your tickets for that now. Let's sell it out. And I think that's it for me.
Phoenix. I love Phoenix, man. Phoenix is a good city to perform in. So I love performing in Phoenix. So yeah. Gary, anything?
Nah, nope, I haven't. Nope. Welcome back to another episode
Leg Cross.
Wildly Inappropriate.
Oh, and shout out! Y'all might have noticed we had a theme song this week. Shout out to multiple people sent songs in, right? Multiple.
Yeah, a guy named Archie, he sent us some stuff too.
Yeah, and we chose this one. So shout out for that. Thank y'all so much for that. Cause y'all don't have to do that stuff, and you do it. So we appreciate it. If anybody's working on a poster or backdrop, we appreciate it.
Or a studio.
Or
another couch.
Anything.
I need some shoes.
Anything y'all don't like. You don't like the leg cross? Well, buy us a table, my nigga.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I'm too grown. I'm gonna still cross my legs even with a table. This shit is comfortable.
You just won't have to see it.
Fuck.
Yeah.
Like,
if you don't like our shoes, buy us some shoes.
Buy the shoes.
Hey.
You know
Actually,
what I'm
the
saying?
shoe game, I've been getting a lot of compliments.
Well, somebody asked us for it. Well, I think it might have been specific.
And send nudes.
Whoa.
When in doubt. He's like, you don't know what you just opened.
Yeah, I'm about to, you gotta be specific for that, nigga.
We don't know.
Dick pics coming.
Somebody did ask if we have a P.O. box because they wanted to send. I think they might have been saying it for me because I was wearing the same beanie for the past 9 episodes.
Hilarious.
Or same beanie.
But it was your brand though, right?
It's my KB band.
Yeah, if it's your brand, hey.
Yeah.
And I could also rock different colors, but I don't mind also rocking if y'all got some dope merch that y'all want to send us.
If you're black.
Yeah.
Especially black.
Wait, what?
He said you got merch that you want to send. I said you're black. I'll promote it.
Yeah, especially I would say specifically if you are black owned, but you don't have to
promote.
It's not only.
I'll promote the white.
It's definitely not only. I just get more excited to promote.
Yeah, I mean you don't have to necessarily be black,
business.
but like if you're also too. Let me ask y'all this: do I know Gary to me has a style. I could say Gary has a style. Do you feel like you have a style, Keon, or you just feel like
I don't think Gary has a style.
I don't have a style.
He just
You don't think
wears
you have a style?
I just wear whatever.
Yeah.
I feel like you have an alternative an alternative style.
I found a sweater, a Dumb and Dumber 2 sweater that was given to me like 15 years ago that I would just wear to sleep and wear around the house. I've been wearing that out now. Like after like 10, 15 years.
But I feel like that's your style. It's like vintage, like this right here. It's like a Gary thing that you would wear.
My style is like put shit together. If I'm buying something, it needs to be either like super practical or super like just different. Something that I haven't like really seen. But if it's something that like the moment I see something on someone else, I'm like, I'm off it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Would you say you have a style, Keon? It's like, all right, this is my look.
No, not anymore. I did. But now it's just
sounds like a story. Nigga made it sound sad. Like,
I did, and then something
used
happened.
to.
no. It was more of a. It wasn't
got
sad.
destroyed.
somebody took my shoes.
It's more of a. I just don't care
Yeah.
anymore. So like, I'm at a point now. If you look at all my pictures online, every time I'm in my brand.
That's majority of my
I'm just
stuff
wearing
too.
my shit. I'm just wearing my shit. Hoodies, t-shirts, and
Agreed.
pants, and then shoes. Like I don't. I'm not looking to be the nigga like wearing. I just don't care.
Yeah.
I just this shit hoodies are comfortable as fuck.
Yeah.
So I'm rocking that, and like I said, it's just my brand. If I might put my brand on a jacket, like I might, but I'm just wearing my shit. That's where I'm at now, and then shoes that are comfortable, and that's just it.
I saw your hella hoodies when I went to go pick up my shirts from the shirt guy, and I was like, oh, he getting the hoodies right now. He's like, yeah, he said he's doing hoodies right now. I think they were like red hoodies or maybe.
Yeah, that people were special ordering.
Okay, yeah.
For a limited time. So yeah, because they kept seeing me with all these different colors, and they was like, when you get the colors? I said, no, I got them for me.
Yeah.
And they was like, can we special order? So I let a few people special order colors.
Yeah, I feel like I was wondering did I need a style? Because I was just like I like what I wear. I'm comfortable. It ain't flashy. It ain't the dopest thing. I'm just like I'm wearing what I like that I think I look good in. But
these boots are 12 years old.
See,
but to me, like those boots fit you. I was like I wouldn't know how to style those boots.
I just don't.
It takes time.
Wouldn't wear them.
Yeah.
It's not like you don't know how to style them.
See, I'll get shit and I won't like it. And like it'll just be there, but then one day I'll just kind of figure it out. Like I like this shirt, but I don't know what to put with it. And then a day will come, a year or two later will come, and then like, oh okay, I bought. Okay,
my style is whatever fits the way I want it to fit. Like the colors and all that, I don't really care, but like this fits on me. Fits my shoulders. Fits my. You know what I mean? Like I just like the way because a lot of shirts I like, but I don't like how the shirt fit.
Right.
Yeah.
It's too big in here.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I don't like that. I don't.
Yeah. If you don't make my shoulders look at least regular.
It's hella funny.
Like I like
wear
that jacket.
shirts.
I like Keenan's jacket.
It's a Pokemon jacket.
It's
You
funny.
know what I mean? I like the color scheme. But I'm not thinking about it. I like the colors.
Yeah.
I wear it. Like I don't really put too much in it. And then I think it also plays into just I'm 40 and also confident. Like I just don't give a fuck. I can walk outside in a t-shirt. I'll be fine. Like for me, I feel like it's a waste of time and effort to try.
So much.
It's try.
So much is a waste of time.
And the only reason why I even switch the way I do now is because pictures are always being taken.
Yeah.
But if let me tell you something. If there wasn't pictures, I'd be wearing the same outfit almost every day.
Cartoon character, straight up.
I wouldn't care, but it's pictures taken, so I got to be like, all right, let me put on different shit. But nigga, I would wear the same outfit every day.
But I do respect the dudes that know. I respect the men and the women that know how to put pieces together. When
It looks good.
When a girl that knows how to dress, like she knows how to put shit together, I be like, she cold.
I almost like I'm a little more critical of women because like fashion is built for them. So when girls can't dress, it's kind of strange to me. Like, cause there's so much variety.
Like how they couldn't see it.
Yeah, it's like y'all, you don't know how to.
That's what you do.
Like you don't know how to dress.
Do you judge black people like that with sports?
So many fucking options. What black people who can't play sports?
Yeah. Do you judge
No, black people who can't dance is kind of strange though. That's a little odd.
Dance, really?
Yeah, it's a little odd. Like, cause we have a natural rhythm.
Yeah, I can't
So
trust.
you can't catch the rhythm at
I can't trust people who can't feel like music.
Yeah.
It's kind of weird.
It's weird.
It's kind of weird.
I would say
Because you see babies do it from birth.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna say a full on dance though. I feel like if somebody
I'm not
can't,
saying
if-
Chris
if-
Brown gotta be
you
Chris
gotta-
Brown.
if you're black and you can't catch a bop, if you can't catch at least the
Something.
The
If you
Kendrick
can't
thing
feel
that's
music,
going out right now.
yeah,
If you can't do that, what are you doing?
yeah.
If you can't feel
It's
music.
a simple two.
Yeah.
The little everybody can do it. If you
Yeah.
can't do that, I don't get it. I don't get it.
I don't trust you. I just don't trust you.
I'm gonna be honest.
I just
with you.
won't have you in my house.
You didn't go to no parties. You didn't do
I
anything.
won't have you. I won't. I just won't
weird.
do it. You got to do a little number before you walk in my house.
That's the code to get in.
Yeah.
Hey, nigga, dance before you come in here. All right.
Okay, all right.
Open sesame. Would you smash a chick? I know it's gonna go in.
We gotta go high school. We gotta go high school.
Your thing is always if she got ass, does she got ass though? Would you smash a chick if you saw that she couldn't dance? You saw her like you was like, oh my
I would be-
gosh.
I'd probably
I mean,
be
I
turned
would.
off, bro. I'd probably be turned off.
I would,
But
I
but
would.
that's not. I don't know if that's gonna stop a smash though.
It's not gonna stop a
Okay.
smash.
If she
But
bad and she can't dance, I'd be like, damn, she can't dance.
I have had an encounter with a girl who was like who I was super interested in, and she was like, and I was like, hey, let's go out dancing. She was like, I don't dance. I was kind of like, oh, I was like thrown off by it. Like, you don't dance? Like, that's fucking, like, how do you even,
I turned down
how do you
dance
even
dates before.
operate?
I turned down dance dates before.
Really?
Yeah, because it's like for me,
But you don't even have to do shit as a dude.
but my thing is like I don't want to go and dance for 2 hours.
Yeah, I don't want to do that for 2
Like
hours.
I just like
Yeah,
Like,
but
if somebody says let's go out dancing.
yeah.
Yeah.
That means you're gonna be doing that the whole time. I don't want
That's-
to do that.
that's-
either.
No, that's not what that means.
I don't want to do that.
That's what it
how
sounds
I-
like?
that's how it's
not what it
taken.
means.
Yeah.
So yeah, I wouldn't want to do
Dance a little
that.
bit. Don't.
I would like. I don't mind going somewhere and we dance.
Mhm.
But if
Yeah.
you say you want to go out dancing, in my mind,
That's the
you're
date.
trying to do that all night.
Yeah.
I'm not.
No, I don't think that's.
In my mind, I'm going back to you leaving sweaty. You leave like I'm not trying to do all that shit.
yeah.
I'm thinking full on like dancing and
Yeah.
and like you're going in a sense of like you might do some salsa, you might do
Now,
some
here's the
vodka,
thing.
all that stuff.
I will do if you want to go. Like if you say let's go out dancing, I just assume you want to dance all night. But if we're going out for a specific genre,
like salsa dancing.
No dancing.
because I've done that before and it actually was very fun. We
Oh,
went out to
okay.
they had they do the lessons up front for like the first 30 minutes.
Mhm.
Then they put the music on and you
Oh,
apply.
that's
I had a great time.
That's-
I had a great time.
to me that's a date. That seems like
Yeah.
an interesting date to where like you said you're learning up front and then on the back end
Yeah.
you're applying
Yeah,
it.
they had
which would be
free
pretty
salsa
cool.
lessons at this club or whatever, and so we just went. And so yeah,
How long ago was this?
This was we lived here,
Okay.
but I had a lot of fun.
Whose idea was it?
Cotty's.
Oh.
Have
She just told me about the place, and I was like, I'll do that.
Let me ask you, Keon, do you plan dates?
Do I plan dates?
Do you feel like you should plan more dates?
Our thing is not. It's the timing. We are in a weird space when it comes to time.
Mm-hmm. But do you feel like
So-
if you planned a date, she would block that
Right.
off her schedule? Like, oh shit, yes.
Saturday we're doing this.
Yeah, because
XYZ,
we do
we're
it with the
going in.
kids and stuff all the
Yeah.
time. But stuff comes up. It's like we be in spaces sometimes where it's like we can do this or go make some money,
Mm-hmm.
and so that's where it kind of
But I would imagine ever so often it would be like,
But yeah, we
Let's do
don't.
this.
Or have you surprised? Like, have you been like, you know what? Have
We
you
do
planned-
a lot of things. I think I can get better at Blackout Friday. Get dressed. We're gonna go.
yeah,
Do that. But we send each other. We do honestly. We send each other stuff on, like the secret room thing, stuff like we'll send it on Instagram, and then we don't get around to it.
Right,
But we
right.
send like, oh, this would be fun. Like
Yeah.
let's. So we have
Yeah.
ideas. We know.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's just like these
It's just the
kids,
next
bro.
step.
God damn. Like it's
Yeah.
it's a game or a practice or something every day.
Mm-hmm.
Like every day. And then last weekend was the first weekend we didn't have something on Saturday, and my boy hit us up and was like, yo, we're having a birthday party for it. So we went to San Diego, hung out with some of my old college friends, stuff like that. So that was like, we do a lot more family stuff than me and her going out. And then with what we do as a living,
deflecting.
you know what I mean? No, I already said
These
I
are
can plan
all
more.
the excuses that
I already said,
had.
you didn't hear me. I
I
already
heard you.
acknowledged that. So how am I
All right.
deflecting?
Because you answered the question then. You're still
But that's not a
deflecting. You're
deflection.
you answered it, and now you're coming up with all these excuses and reasons as to why you don't. Why
It's,
you,
a deflection is
why you
getting
don't
away
do
from your answer. I already
yeah, well
answered
now,
it.
you're getting away.
So I'm
from
just
it.
explaining.
No, you're making excuses.
It's not an excuse if I already said I could do that better.
All right, well let's do it better.
Yeah, but that's not a deflection, nigga. Use your words correctly. Like I'm sucking your word usage.
Okay, you're making excuses then.
It's not an excuse. That's literally I'm telling you what we go through, and we could do better at it. That's just
Why is it we? I said you. I didn't say her.
I could do better at it.
All right, there we go. That's all we're looking for.
But I did that already, so there's no point in you using the word deflection.
I didn't hear it. We need to
So we'll say that. I didn't hear it. Say that,
If you
nigga.
said it, you
Like,
said
yeah.
it. If you
say
said
my
it, you said
listening
it.
isn't good. Like, say that.
I heard
Like,
we can do better.
No.
I didn't hear I could do better.
I acknowledge it early on.
So I mean, I guess what would be an ideal date for you? Would it be like a sporting event? Would it be an R&B event? Would it be for you and Cotty in your head and be like, yo?
Oh, you know what? I planned the Usher date. I planned that.
Okay,
let's go.
That's what I did. That
all
concert.
right,
So yeah, I did plan that. I just thought about that.
That felt like that was more for you.
Well, once he said it,
She's
no,
like, I don't
once
even
he-
like Usher.
Once he
I hate
said
this
it,
nigga.
once he gave me an idea, I was like, oh, I did do that. I did that. That's
Did
right.
you look at the thing I sent you about the? Did you?
Yeah, I hit them up too.
Okay.
Yeah, I hit them. They said they do it once a month, first Monday. They gave me the address and everything.
Yes.
And I was like, yeah, that looked dope.
I don't know who's gonna be the next featured act, but like, yeah.
I'm going to go back through my DMs and see so I can go to the page.
Yeah.
I hit them up like right away, and they responded.
Oh, that was the music joint.
Yeah.
Yeah.
As soon as I walked in there and I saw what it was, I was like, Keon would like this. And I know since you don't be doing a whole bunch of stuff like that, going out a lot. I was like, I feel like this would be up his alley to be like, all right, I can have fun here. This is worth it. It wasn't really expensive like that, and it was like the time was worth me being here. And you're gonna come away from it being like, nigga, I might come back here.
Yeah, I'm a fan of live music, like
Yeah.
just in general. They ain't got to be famous. I will stop and watch somebody play an instrument or whatever.
Yeah.
like I just
Them niggas was just talented in there.
yeah, I just like it.
Gary, what about you, man?
Well-
Do you plan dates with Jess? I'm like, hey, Jess, I'm gonna. Cause I'm asking this because it seems like that's a consensus from women is that they want a man to plan out dates, and a lot of dudes, especially nowadays, that especially if it's like dudes that they're just trying to go on dates with, dudes are not planning it. And I just want to know from y'all, are y'all planning dates at all with y'all wives or ladies? Because I know for me,
Not enough. No,
yeah, I was.
we got to do better.
Yeah,
Me and
big
her.
Oh.
No, I have to take more initiative. I have to take more initiative in planning, just in general.
But yeah, your date plan McGee, right?
No. I'm not like for me.
You got a lot of we went on a date stories.
It's usually her
It's
idea.
it's for 100% her idea. Like
okay.
she'll like when we go on like places, because some places I don't even want to go. Like I remember one time we went to this lavender farm, and I was just like,
A
Wait,
lavender
what?
farm?
yeah, it's like just it's different. It's a big lavender farm where they have
Like where there's like lavender.
yeah. But then they have like lavender. They make things with lavender. So they have food there that you can eat that's like
Has lavender in it.
has lavender. They had honestly one of the best drinks, alcoholic drinks I ever had in my life was like this lavender alcoholic fruit drink. I was just like, nigga, this shit is incredible. But you go through the farms. It was like 2 hours away though. I was just like, nigga, you need to plan shit closer. But I know when I talk to Janelle and from when I hear from women, the reason why they want guys to plan dates, one, they want to get a time to be able to dress up and look cute and be girly, but they just like the initiative of a dude. So it's like, for me, I'm just not a date.
It's the gesture.
Yeah, for me, I I can go out on dates. I cannot go out on dates. You know what I'm saying? For me, dating, I like going out just to eat. That's chill to me.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And then a lot of stuff outside of that, I was like, I don't really have a big mind for it in the sense of like, this seems cool to me. It's like, this seems all right, but it also seems like it's just a waste of my money too.
You know what's interesting? It's I think there's still like a part of women that still want to feel like they're being chased, like you're trying to win them.
Well, so we talked about that too, and it was just like a matter of like the reason why she's just like, hey, every once in a while, like that's what I always just like I love about her too, because she always be like, she'll let me know, and she'll be like, I don't need flowers all the time, but I would like flowers just not on days where I expect
it's supposed
flowers.
to, yeah.
Just on a random Tuesday, just throw me
Yeah.
some flowers or something like that. And then she's like, dating wise, it's like, yeah, I want to be able to. She's like you don't want me to dial in sex wise all the time, right? You still want me to act like we still fucking from time to time, right? Like old school dating fucking. I was like, yeah. She's like, all right. So like when it comes to dating, it's very similar. It's like,
Was that your dynamic before
what?
the dating and stuff?
I feel like we were doing I mean,
Yeah, that's the foundation. I feel like.
Because I feel like
Yeah.
for like as I'm hearing her say that and stuff, Cotty wouldn't say that to me because that wasn't our foundation. From
I can't sit there and say we didn't go on a whole bunch of dates. We dated probably a little less than average, maybe average. Like we wasn't. We like.
Because if somebody says I still want you to, that means it was being done before.
I've done it, but I can't say that it was a huge. I don't think she's gonna sit there and tell you like Keenan was taking me out on hella dates when we first started
Were you
dating.
buying her flowers?
I bought her flowers pretty consistently, which I don't have an issue with.
Yeah.
That right there.
Flower nigga.
But like, yeah, for me, it was mostly like we went out. Like I would say we usually would go get food and we'd come back to the house. I mean, remember I lived with you. It's like I wasn't going out a whole bunch. Like I wasn't doing a whole bunch. And at one point in time, Janelle didn't have a place to live, so it's not like we was doing a whole bunch of stuff outside. It was literally coming back to the house. We'll eat somewhere super cheap, and then we'll come back and kick it. And then every once in a while, I'll take her bowling or something like that. But it wasn't like these spectacular different type of dates early on.
I don't think that's the expectation. She just wants flowers again, like she used to get.
Flowers is she still gets that. That's not the issue. It's really like going out and finding new places to date for real. And like when we went to that place, even though it was her idea, that was her like early Valentine's Day gift.
Yeah.
And she was just like, all right, let's just do this for this. And then I was like, all right, cool. And I was just like, all right, that's cool. But then I can't be mad at some of these dates that if she's saying let's go here and she's trying to plan it, and if I don't like it, it's like nigga, then plan the date that you want to like.
Yeah.
So it's just like I also had to understand that too. So
I did notice with Kadi, she's okay with us doing the same. I think men overthink dates trying to experience something new and different, right? Because women are always talking about being bored or adventures. Right. And I've noticed with Kadi, she doesn't mind doing the same thing. Let's just do it together. I don't care if we go bowling every Friday. I don't give a fuck. We do it. That's our routine.
Thing,
like she likes, and I noticed that now because I used to be like I don't feel like going
through the mental
of all the shit. But she's you know, you want to eat something, and I'll suggest a place I know she likes. She's like, ooh, I love that place. Let's go there. Like she don't care.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, you're fine with routine.
Yeah.
You just want
togetherness.
I think all of our girls are pretty chill.
She just wants togetherness.
Yeah.
I got something for us to watch. She'll text me earlier today. I got something for us to watch tonight. Or I'll text her. There's this new show out. I think, and I asked her even when we went to the concert, and because I told her, I want to be intentional about planning stuff. She's like, I really don't care what we're doing as long as I'm doing something with you.
Yeah.
I don't care.
I remember she said she was like, I want to cook with you one day. Like I want to make a meal together. Like I'm doing this side of the meal, you're doing this side of the
I think
meal.
it's just bonding stuff.
Yeah. Feel a feeling
and away from the kids, and then you go on these things and you talk, you share, you laugh, you like. It's just that. So I think dudes get caught up, and this is coming in real time. I think dudes just get caught up in the idea of like it's got to be. Yeah, and they're just like, I just want you to just do something with me.
Yeah.
I don't care what. Let's get a massage. I don't care what it is. Let's just do something together. And so like our thing have been like, I took the walk idea from you. She likes to go to lunch when the kids are at school. Like right now, she'll come home from. I'll hit the gym, do my internet shit, whatever. She'll go to work and then she'll be like, "You want to go to lunch? All right." And we'll try different places and.
I can listen to this nigga saying internet like.
I don't see what's wrong with it.
Internet shit.
But that's cool too. Like you said, like when the kids are at school, it's like, all right, cool. We can do like a lunch or a brunch together without them, and then have that bonding time. Because I'm
big on family time too.
Yeah.
Because I grew up like that. So eat dinner together. Let's go to the movies together. Like I'm real big on building memories for the kids too. So. I do gotta do better building memories with just her too. Yeah. But like, I don't like when we do stuff and it's me and the two boys or just her and the boys even though I think that's important too. Yeah. To just have even solo stuff. With the boys doing separate sports and stuff, Keelan likes when it's just me and him. Nobody else. That's our bonding. That's our thing. And then when Keelan, before Kendrick started school, me and Kendrick hung out a lot just by himself. Yeah, he that was our shit. So that's crazy. Important, like to do that too.
And that's all a lot. It's a lot of stuff. I wasn't privy to the whole family element of it, and it was a lot with one kid. Now with two, it's like okay, I got to make sure that I spend quality time with just them, with just that one, and just with that one, and then with all of us together, and then just me and her, and then her and him, and then her and her. Like it's fucking
wow. The whole time wanted to be left the fuck alone. The whole time. The whole time I just want to be left alone, but I gotta pour into these people because this is who I care about.
Gotta pour into these people in this internet.
This is who I care about. So
to myself, still, you
I gotta do that. And
it's a lot, man. It's a lot.
I think what I've taken from it though is after the fact, I always enjoy it. And so I just be like, you know what? I'm just gonna go in. I know after I'm done, I had a good day today. Yeah. And it's just is what it is. And I'm getting ideas. Like we drove by. I was like, Keelan, when's the last time we went bowling? He's like, we need to go again. So like I'm like, we're gonna go bowling. We're just gonna. We haven't been in a while. It's family, and the boys really, they are. it's a testament to me and her. Their idea of family is like they love every minute of having mom and dad in the house.
Yeah.
Blah blah. Like nigga, let us even raise our voice at each other, even if we could be playing. Nigga, Keelan will have a fucking breakdown.
Oh, for real?
Are you guys gonna get divorced? Nigga,
wow.
relax,
Oh,
bro.
that's crazy. That's
Where's the
funny.
idea of divorce came to him?
Yeah,
Like,
that's
They watched, I think honestly, because he never said it before, they watched Miss Doubtfire.
Oh.
This was like a year ago. And then he got real fixated on divorce.
See, that's why that movie's PG-13.
And he was like,
Is it PG-13?
I don't know.
I think so, something like that. But because he never brought it up before. And then after that, it might have been a year or two ago.
that's the line from the movie too, right?
Yeah.
Like,
I don't know.
I don't know. Well, they came in and he was just mad. Like, how come the dad couldn't see his kid? Like, how come he was mad about it? Like,
Yeah.
Cross dress.
and he was like, Dad, if I couldn't see you or if you left, I'd be so. He got fucked up about it. And so now
Yeah.
every little thing is like. So I had to tell him the other day. I said,
Scarred
Keelan.
him.
I said, Keelan.
That shit, man. Now I'm thinking about that movie. Hold on. when Robin Williams was taking like subtle shots, he was like, I wouldn't want her to get anemic dysentery. And she was like, what's anemic dysentery? It's a disease where you get his tummy, you get diarrhea forever. Diarrhea forever. Your body dries up and you die. She was like, you die? Daddy, why would you want mommy to die? I don't want mommy to die. Why did you say that?
Now when I rewatched it though with him, I get why she left. He was trash. That party was fucking insane.
Hold on, I don't remember.
So in the beginning of the
Wait,
movie,
I know he had like a job that was like.
So he had
dry
a job.
As fuck, yeah.
No, his job was he was doing voiceover work for
but it was like
for cartoons and shit.
Awful production.
He was highly irresponsible.
Really?
And she was just
What was he
fed up.
doing?
Nothing. He was a fun dad. That's all he did was fun. So anytime his Miss Doubtfire was a total, that's what she wanted him to be, and he wouldn't do. So you're capable.
Well, she wanted him to clean the house. I don't remember.
She just
I don't
wanted
remember
him to
what his
help,
problem
bro.
was.
Like he was a big ass kid.
Okay.
And she like helped. So when he was Miss Doubtfire, he did everything she was asking, and that's all it was. So the movie starts off. This nigga throws an elaborate, insane party in San Francisco, in a house in San Francisco.
Yeah.
It's animals, and I think she had asked him to do something earlier that day, and he's
like
just
Simple or
irresponsible
something?
as shit. And
I
he
gotta
was,
watch it.
he never picked him up on time. He was just that, and she was like, "Help me."
Yeah.
So when I watched it back and I was done, I was like, well, shit, bro.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
So, but then he had to become a better person to be a
Yeah.
better father. And then he
Yeah.
was like, he playing with his kid. I should have been doing this the whole time, So, like,
It's fucked up that they added Pierce Bronson as the love interest. It's like you could. So fucked up. Like you couldn't have someone just like Robin Williams at
Well,
Jason.
yeah.
You had to go like the tallest, most gorgeous white man. Like that's so fucked up.
That was like Liar Liar too. It's like he had to understand like he kept trying to like pick up his kid and stuff like that. And
you had to remember, hey, bro, you got to be here.
yeah.
And so,
there's still chores.
But Keelan, he got. So I had to tell him. I said, Keelan, sometimes when me and mommy are talking, we're honestly just talking. We're not even fighting like at all. We're just talking loud, And I told him straight up, you gotta relax. I said, I'm not going anywhere. Mommy's not going anywhere. I said, don't you and Kendrick get into it every single day? He said, yeah. I said, don't you get on my nerves and I get on your? He said, yeah. I said, you hate me? He said, no. I said, do I hate you? No. Same thing with me and mommy. So ever since then, he's been like, okay, let me.
But I hear noises at night,
Yeah.
Daddy.
Let me calm
Mommy's
down.
Well, I know
screaming.
that now to show like the kids Mr. Doubtfire, not to show that shit until like they 13 years old. Then damn, nigga, they gonna.
Bro, but it's just because it's just how sheltered their life is. They have a perfect quote unquote life, so they just don't any kind of chaos. Like when he did that, when he cried, I said, "Nigga, you ain't never seen parents fight. You ain't." And I try not to do that. Like when kids be like, "Oh, no, you don't know."
right.
This,
Real fighting.
You know what I mean? You don't know. Like
I've
there's
seen
people-
fighting.
And we
Trust
hope
me.
you never know.
Yeah, and I'm like, y'all be
Probably be covering his ears and shit. I'm like, oh. God.
right. That's what
I thought you were. I thought Daddy was gonna yell. Like, bro, get
like,
the fuck out of
but
here.
it's honestly like, it's a compliment to you that life is so perfect for them that if anything goes out of whack, they're like, oh my God, it's the end of the world.
This
and it's
nigga
like,
draws pictures, bro, of the family. Like it's nothing that ever enters my mind, but this nigga just pulls up, like pops up with the picture. Like he just draws something and he just wants to draw pictures of the family.
that's his world.
And he's just like Daddy Brown. Then he asks Mommy, like, what color Ew, mommy. It's like peach. I think peach, and it
That's
just
just-
colors
that's their
her.
world.
Like,
That's-
dude, it just draws pictures of the family.
That's their safe
That's
space.
so
That's their
amazing.
world. And if that ever got shattered, that's why I know, like, when I see how they act, you know, me and Kanye talked about it. If me and her ever fell out, I was like, I would probably just sleep in another room, but I'm not leaving this house. They can't.
Yeah.
They can't function. They're
Yeah.
not built for real chaos. They're
That's
not
very
built for it.
interesting to display that for like people who are like struggling, like their marriage is just like crumbling,
Yeah.
like internally, but they're trying to portray something for the kids so they
Yeah.
can have like a healthier.
Right.
But then at what point does that kid get married and then they're like, this isn't what
Yeah.
I thought it was supposed to be, or would
Right.
it, you know what I mean? Like that realization.
Well, I think that's when when they get older, that's when you talk to them for
Yeah,
real.
you gotta have a discussion.
And that's why I gave him that example. You know, you got to relate it to them. I say, Kendrick, your best friend in the world, right?
Mhm.
Say, yeah. So y'all get into it all the time, right? Say, yeah. And you love them any less? No. Same thing.
Yeah.
So you got to put it to where they get, like, everything ain't going to be perfect every
They
day.
have to see some conflict.
Yeah. Everything ain't going to be perfect
Some
every day, bro.
conflict.
Like,
you know what's now I'm thinking about it, it's kind of fucked up. I feel like I wasn't sad when my parents got divorced.
because
You
grew up
wasn't
in
either, right?
You grew up in so much chaos, like, you wanted it to be over.
Yeah.
Like,
you weren't either,
I ain't
right?
gonna-
Yeah.
I
That's
ain't gonna
what
say-
I'm
I ain't gonna say
saying,
that- I can't say that. I can't say that I wanted it to be over, but it was just like I grew up in chaos. But then I will also say that I felt like I knew a lot of my friends. I was just like, oh, my parents got divorced. Like we were in school and we talked about divorce in school. Or oh, my mom and daddy not together anymore. It's just like, oh, okay, this is gonna happen soon. Like it was like I was waiting for it to almost happen on top of the chaos, and I was just like, damn, man, like. When I'm thinking back, I remember when we was going through. I remember vividly being like they were in court, and I wasn't in court with them, but I remember they would come home, and my mom would pick me up and be like, "Hey, you know, you're gonna stay with your dad today." Da, 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 da. Okay, cool. And they were fighting for like joint custody and shit like that. I just remember being like, I think I'm kind of young for this, but like, why am I even knowing these terms?
Yeah.
And I was just sitting there like, damn, man. I was just like, all right, man. I don't even really like dad right now, so I hope that nigga don't get us into the divorce. Like I was sitting there, I remember I was like, I don't want to live with this nigga, man. I want to live with my, mom. I like the food she makes us. I like how she's nice to us. And I was like, but this nigga, I don't want to stay with him.
Yeah.
And then when he won, I remember.
How did he win?
I remember
Oh,
my-
because your mom was struggling.
Yeah, so my mom, you gotta understand something. Like, I think what got my dad the win was, even though he had his own struggles from being an alcoholic, he had the military.
Yeah.
So that was his discipline. Whereas,
Structure.
right, he had structure, discipline, all that stuff. Whereas my mom,
And financial.
right. So I think at the time she wasn't working like a grand job. I think she might have been working at the commissary. She might have got fired at the commissary because she did some shit that she wasn't supposed to do. So it was like, you know, I remember when my mom was like, "Yeah, you know, Daddy he's gonna be getting majority custody of you." I was like, "No!" I was devastated, bro.
So you did care about the divorce.
No, I cried because I wasn't going with her.
Yeah.
Not because of the actual divorce. Of like
okay.
them
Yeah.
splitting. I was just like, I don't want to live with this nigga.
Yeah.
And you know, it was 1,000%.
I don't want to learn how to fuck.
Right.
I don't want to sell
I don't
porn
wanna sell
DVD.
But it was 1,000% the best choice in dysfunction. Like
Yeah.
if my mom would have got us, bro, at around a certain age, either she would have been like, "Go stay with your dad. I can't do this no more," or we would have ran her over so much. Even though my mom was a strong person, but when we were getting certain ages, we weren't like we were just like, "Nigga, we're gonna kind of do whatever we want to do."
Yeah.
And we needed the structure of my dad. Like I always tell my dad all the time too. I'm grateful that you did raise us. Like because like if you didn't, dog, like the trajectory of our life would have been so much fucking different.
Oh,
because,
yeah.
because when they got divorced, I think not too long after that, my mom ended up moving to North Carolina, which means she would have took us to North Carolina.
Right.
And that area in North Carolina, nah, dog.
Yeah.
We would have been totally different niggas right now.
Yeah.
So it was like, you know, but like I said, I just look at the marriage aspect of it. But when I saw that, I was just like, man, I don't want to. When I look at Janelle, I'm like, man, I look at breaking generational curses. I look at like a lot of the things that my mom and dad didn't do. That was just like that was probably simple that they could have probably fixed. And we're like, nigga, just had this discussion
Yeah.
and not like pit bulls. Like speak to each other logically and with respect instead of being like, well, fuck you then, and all this shit like that.
Yeah, I think you can learn. I think if you're, I think it comes with the job. We're just so observational and always introspective and stuff like that.
Right.
And so it's easier for us to be like, man, you could have just did that and that'd have been like this. So I imply that with my own stuff. Like, all right, is that really that deep? Like, is that really? Nah, we could just talk about that or not react that way or
Yeah.
whatever. Because y'all just was doing some dumb shit. that was unnecessary. And when you talk to people, nobody wants to get divorced.
Right.
Like, they just go down a hole. Is like, you didn't have to do it. You could have changed a thing or two here, and then that would have been it.
Sometimes it's small. You know what's funny? I was never also the kid that, you know how some kids when their parents were going through stuff, it's like, it's my fault. I was like, nah, I'm great. I'm great. It's not me. Them
I
niggas
remember
have
my
the
mom
issues.
said that to us, and I think that might have been the only time I was like looked
Cried?
at her like, no shit, like she because they put us in the garage, and by this time I'm about to go off to college.
Oh, you're
So 4 years.
I'm about to leave.
so you're 18,
And
19.
Keith is I think senior year. It was after senior year, so that summer or whatever.
Yeah.
Kyron's the only one that's little, right? And they're
Yeah.
like, yeah, we're getting a divorce. And my mom goes, just want to let you guys know, it's not your fault. We still love you. And I was like, I know that. Like, what? When she said, I'm like, no shit. Like, we're not 5-year-olds. Like, I know I didn't have nothing to do with this shit. I know that.
Keon, it's her first divorce. Right? She doesn't know.
But she gave us this speech. Like, it almost seemed like she copied and pasted it from,
yeah.
you know. And I'm like,
The manual.
I think I turned 20 soon. Like, nigga, I'm trying to go
You're like,
fuck.
this is
Like,
gay.
like, what are you doing?
Why are you even telling me
What are
this?
you doing? Like,
You
I
brought me to
was
the
just
garage for
like-
this. I'm sitting down like, what the fuck are you talking to me like this?
like what?
Call me in the garage for this shit.
For this shit? And we already knew the divorce was coming. Like, nigga.
Get this nigga a sippy cup here. Here's your snack and your
Right, I
Lunchable.
was
Like,
like,
nigga,
Man.
I remember that, and I
I'm
remember
gonna
my
get some
dad
pussy
was-
after this. What you
My
talking
dad
about?
even made a face like they grown type shit. Like, why you tell?
Yeah.
But that would have started another fight, you know.
Yeah.
But I was just like, I said, yeah, we know.
Just a to sit me down. Wait, so that means they set you down all solo? Like they did?
No, we were all we were all
You,
in
Kyron,
there.
and
We
Keith.
were, yeah, they were all
Okay,
in
okay.
there, and they was like, we
And
want to talk
Kyron
to you
was
guys.
crying.
And I might have been already in there like lifting or something because we had a weight set in it. Because I don't know why we had to talk in the garage, not in the living room.
Yeah.
So I think we might have been out there already,
Yeah.
like doing something or whatever, and they came. Like it's time to tell them, you
Yeah.
know, and which we saw. Like I said, it was our lives were very, everything was good, and then 6 months it just went bad.
Yeah.
Like I'm talking about hard. Everybody was like, "What the fuck?"
Yeah.
It went from like everything's great, perfect, Cosby, whatever, and then in 6 months, it went to shit. From our point of view, obviously they had shit going on before that.
Yeah.
And we were like, so when they finally said, "Yeah, we're getting a divorce," one, it was kind of like, we know.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And two,
Thank
was like,
God.
and two, it's not our fault.
We get a divorce like
Yeah, like
20, 21.
so it was kind of like, nigga, I know it ain't my fault. Like I have nothing to do
Yeah.
with this shit.
So in that space, since you said, because there is an age gap between you, Keith, and Kyron, because you and Keith are around the same age, so that's y'all
Right.
probably reacted maybe very similar.
The all the K's.
Oh, that's 3 generations in.
Yeah.
So with Kyron, what did you say? Did he break, or was he just like, I see it too?
I think he kind of was taking the lead from us, but the divorce definitely had more of an effect on him. He lived through it. We didn't live through it. He's the one that split time.
Right.
We didn't live through that. I was
Yeah.
gone. Keith
So
was
who
gone.
did he stay with?
He would go back and forth. My mom and dad never went to court though.
Oh, okay.
So they were just kind of like on some agreement shit. So he stayed with my mom, then he stayed with my dad, then with my mom again. Like Kyron went to 5 different high schools,
Damn.
4 different high schools, some shit like that.
To not have y'all
That boy
there
had
either.
Bitches.
And so he didn't have us there. And I think that's one thing that me and Keith regret, even though we weren't his parents.
Yeah.
But I felt like, because he expressed stuff to us later.
Yeah.
And, we were like, bro, why didn't, at this time, me and Keith had the apartment in Concord, too, later on, you know. And we was like, you could have just came and lived with us.
Mm-hmm.
Like, if you didn't like, that, or, dad had a new girl, mom had a new boy. If you didn't like none of that shit, you could have came and lived with us.
That's a
Like,
lot too.
Well,
for him,
could he though?
Yes.
From a guardian thing?
He was, but he had turned
16?
After he graduated, that's when he went to go live back with my mom.
Oh, at the
My
high
dad
school.
was
okay.
like, you need to get a job, blah, blah. And he was kind of bullshitting. So he was like, go
Yeah.
live with your mom,
Yeah.
And then my mom was dating at the time, so Kyron didn't like them, So I'm coming home during the summers and shit. Like, I don't like none of these niggas. My brother say he don't like you,
Yeah.
fine. Like, I'm ready to fight and everything.
Yeah.
But then later on we found out, by this time I had moved back to the Bay, had an apartment and everything.
Mm.
We was like, you could have come and stayed with us, bro. And he was like, I didn't want to bother y'all or whatever. Like, I remember how excited it was when he came and visit, and he was like, can I take your car? Like him, like I'm laying on, can we borrow the car to go? I was like, y'all niggas go out. Like, he'll have fun. I was like, that could have been. Now, in fairness, it still would have been the same though, as far as why he had to leave my dad's house. Because eventually, me and Keith were like, "Hey, bro, you got to get a job. You know, you got to."
Right.
Kyron wasn't on his shit at the time, and so
He's like, I'm a child of divorce.
I don't know if he would have
I'm
took.
traumatized.
I don't know if he would have took direction from us like that. And then two, I don't think we were mentally. We would have gave him proper, like, I remember he expressed to me how I was training him in basketball.
Yeah.
It was too rough, like mentally.
Yeah.
Because he was like, bro, I'm trying to be like you, and you keep telling me what I'm not doing.
Right.
And I'm like, well, that's what Dad did to me. I responded. You know what I'm saying? And he was like, I wanted you to build me up and be like, I'm trying to be like you. You know what I'm saying? And like, when we all talked when we got older, I didn't know, especially Keith, because I'm only 16 months older than him. I didn't know how much they looked up to me until we got older.
Yeah.
I didn't know how much they were like, we were trying to be like you. So anytime you said anything negative, it bothered us.
Right.
And I'm like, oh, I didn't, I don't know.
When you're an older brother, you don't realize that, Keon.
I don't know. You don't think, because you guys are like your peers for one, and two, you're like, you ain't worried about me. Like, you just not thinking about it. Like, y'all niggas is not worried about me like that. And
right.
Like, the little seems like, yes, we are. And I didn't know that. But yeah, he's the only one that went through the divorce. We didn't really go through it. I was more annoyed because basketball season is in the winter. And so when we get you got your holiday tournaments. So most of the time we didn't even get to go home because you have a Thanksgiving tournament, Christmas tournament every fucking year. But on the one that we didn't, I can't go home to one place. I got to pick who that shit was annoying.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, bro, like, I just want to come home. And now I got to pick which one of y'all I spend a holiday with and shit. So that.
Did they get rid of the house?
They sold that house.
Oh,
my dad
shit,
moved.
okay.
My mom moved to Bakersfield. That's how my mom ended up in Bakersfield.
Okay.
And so I was kind of like annoyed with that. And then Bakersfield too. I was like, this shit trash.
Well,
like,
that's the thing too. They were further away, so you got Bay Area and Bakersfield, right?
Yeah, and I was just like, this is dumb.
Yeah.
Like,
yes, that's how. I mean, we ended up like I said. My mom moved to North Carolina at some point, and so it was like, we wanted to live with her. Then we went to North Carolina, that particular area, in North Carolina. We're just kind of like, like to be here as a kid, we were just like, this is not kid friendly out here.
Yeah,
so you didn't go through the divorce though. It was always single parent.
My mom, my mama and.
But
my
you
brother
did
and my
know
sister.
your dad though.
I knew my dad, yeah.
Oh, okay.
And I was like, my dad's side of my family is like really, really, really big. So, when we lived in the projects, I had like family scattered through all our cousins and aunts and uncles and shit all throughout the projects.
But you didn't go spend like weekends with him and stuff like that.
With him, no, because he didn't really have like a stable place. He would kind of like bounce around and then stay with his mom, my grandmother. But that man was like always just like in the wind, dude. That dude just did his own thing.
Yeah.
That's how it was when we went to we would go visit North Carolina with my mom, and we'll stay there for like 2 weeks usually.
And see her once.
We would. Well, yes.
Like, what the fuck am I doing here?
So it's like, we would go there, and then once my mom started to have issues out there again with like substance abuse, it's like she was staying with like we would usually be. I would want to stay at my grandma's house because like my grandma and mom lived like up the hill from each other, so it's like. But it was like my mom would have her spot, and then at one point in time she was living with my grandma. My grandma was just like, "You're not about to be staying here living like this. Like, this is ridiculous at this point." And she's like, and my grandma was like, the kids are seeing this. Like, what are you doing? So there were times it's like, it's like my mom would get a little bit upset, like, you don't want to stay with me. And it's like in my head, I'm like, nigga, hell no. Like, bro, I don't like coming home and seeing this shit. Like, I don't understand how you don't understand that. And then so I would go down. When I would catch my mom during the day, everything's great because she's gonna be sober during the day at the time. But at the time, like when it got nighttime, it was a whole different beast. And I remember my dad. He had went through a lot with us with this particular year. He's like, y'all gonna stay in North Carolina for like 2 months, for like the actual whole summer or 2 months.
Damn.
And bro, let me tell you something.
He said,
At first, I was kind of excited because I was just like, we get to be with grandma treat us kind of well. And bro, let me tell you something. I did a front flip on that plane to get the fuck out of there, bro. Yeah. And my dad was just like, I remember he was saying like, this shit was needed. Like, y'all niggas needed to go. I needed to be away from y'all. I've had y'all too much in the sense. Yeah. And kind of like.
How old were you?
I feel like I might have been 12 and Corey might have been 13, maybe.
Healthy break.
Yeah.
And y'all needed to see like, yeah,
Maybe
we
a little
need to be
younger?
over here.
That's how y'all could be living.
Right.
Yeah.
That too. And so, but I think my dad understood too. It's just like, yo, even if I wanted them to, it's not right for them to live over there.
Yeah.
Like I need to. I think also too he understood that he was raised. It was 2 boys. It's like I'm gonna need to do this anyways at some point. If they were
Yeah.
staying with y'all, I would have probably been like, all right, 13, 14, the niggas need to be
Yeah.
over here.
He probably need to break so I don't kill you niggas. Let me take a break.
Yeah.
I mean, he was already beating us. I mean,
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But he's even conscious enough to know, like, part of this, I'm probably stressed the fuck out, you know, or whatever.
Yeah,
Substance
yeah.
Did you
abuse,
notice
all
a
that.
decline in
Yeah.
the beatings when you returned?
No.
Was there a dip? It's like,
No.
no,
Break did
same.
nothing.
Because there was still alcohol abuse involved
Yeah,
on
yeah,
that end. But it was just
yeah.
like, you know, but it was funny. Like when we got older, it's the same thing. It was like I talked about the divorce with him. You know, we talked about just different things of how he felt. I don't know. I can't speak for Corey. I can't speak what he discussed. I just know I was very open about like having those discussions
With who?
with my dad. It was hard to have a discussion with my mom because there was a point in time with my mom, she wasn't like
Accountable.
that was part of it, and then it was one of those things like she saw, like you said, she saw it her way, and I think also too she thought I think she never really wanted to admit it, but I think she felt like she thought that we didn't like her or hated her because she wasn't there,
Yeah.
and it's just like we felt the way, but we also knew what divorce meant too, so we knew that like, and we knew that when I got older, I was like I knew that you wasn't capable, so it was like. I'm not mad at you for that. Like, I'm glad you got your stuff together now, but like, yeah, I don't have any remorse towards you.
Well, parents carry their own guilt, so that's just
For
ain't nothing
sure,
you can
for
do
sure.
about it. We had to talk to my dad about that shit. Like, bro, get over, like, nigga,
Shut
we're
up.
fine. Yeah, like, stop. I told
Yeah.
him, nigga, this is last weekend. I said, stop kicking your own ass.
Yeah,
Like, stop. Like, we don't care.
yeah.
Like, whatever your little hang up is with yourself, we do not care.
What is that? Is that you don't care, or has
we-
Keith and Kyron
No,
also
we all
care?
had to.
Okay.
I got delegated to tell him that
Tell
shit.
him to shut up.
Like, yeah, nigga, like, bro, we don't, you know.
What is he doing? Is he apologizing?
Nah, he's defensive sometimes
Oh,
because
yeah,
I
yeah.
think he thinks a certain thing, you know.
Yeah.
And so I had to tell him, but I told him, your only job, you're 60. Your only job from here on out is just to be a grandpa. Just chill out, bro. Play with them and chill. We don't need nothing from you. We don't need, you know, just go ahead.
It's
You
also
sh-
difficult too.
You should never have a beef with any of us or nothing like that. Like, you know,
Yeah.
everything should be chilling. Like, just
Well,
chill
and
out,
just to
ride out. You're in the fourth quarter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, ride out. And me and Keith are in the second half of our life. Like, time is precious. We do not,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
ain't
We
no time for
also-
the bullshit. You know, and so he was like, the relief of it was, we was like, stop crashing out over every little, because he's sensitive when it comes to us. So we was like, you got to stop, you know, crashing out over every little thing. Dude, we're chilling.
Yeah.
Like, we're
Yeah.
chilling. You know, you don't take every word literally. Don't, you know, relax, bro. Like, relax. So he got it, and yeah, we chilling, bro. We old, and
he also has another son.
yeah, you know,
Is he athlete?
no, he does karate and stuff. He claims he can dunk, but
Okay.
you
Cameron
know,
can
it's
dunk.
like,
How tall is he?
shit, he might be taller than me now, bro.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh shit!
Like
How
last
old
time I
is he?
seen him, yeah, full mustache, deep voice.
Whoa! I haven't seen him in a minute. Yeah, so
and
that
he
makes
might
sense,
be.
but-
He might be same height or taller. Yeah. He
How
got
old is he right now?
15, 16, 15.
Sheesh.
No. He's 7 years older than. He might just turn 16.
Damn.
Or turning 16
And where's he living? In
with
Manteca?
my dad. Yeah. So he sees Keith the most, obviously, because he lived, you know, over
Keith's
there.
in Sac.
Yeah. So he see him the most. He don't see me or Kyron much often unless I do my yearly shows and at Labs.
You'll FaceTime him like that?
He not trying to fight something. He's 16, 15.
Nigga, what you calling me for, dog?
He don't even respond to our text and shit. He be with his friends, hitting his girl up. Like
Oh,
matter of
okay.
fact, last time we came out there, we came out with the kids and everything, and we was taking the boys. Me and my dad was taking the boys to you know what's that place called where the go karts and the mini golf and all that. One of them type shits.
Malibu?
Yeah, one of them
Yeah.
shits. And we went there, and Cameron was supposed to come with us, and he ghosted us. He was going to movies with his homeboys. Like he don't care. You know?
Damn.
And but he does. I know for a fact he
That
looks
nigga don't
up to
care
me
about
though.
family time.
Like nah, he don't care. But he looks up to me still though. Like he thinks what I do is so dope and so cool and so like it's not. We don't talk all the time and stuff, but he's still like yo, that's my brother. Like he
Yeah.
like when I was down there last time, we were just talking. He was just asking me about it and whatever. So then he brought up Matt Rife, and I was like, yeah, I just did a show with him. He's like, you know Matt? And so he like, I hit Matt to FaceTime, but he was just about to walk on stage. But like when Tony Baker stopped by the house, like he was like, oh man. So he thinks what I do is super cool and that stuff. So he's still, and I think he doesn't know. There's a lot of things he doesn't know about. They chilling.
Oh, okay.
He doesn't know about I guess he asked Keith like, so this is what it was like. I think he thinks what he's going through, or like if my dad has one of his moments that it's just him. He's like, no, Dad's insane, nigga. Like that's what Keith told him. Like, Dad's nuts, nigga. You know what I mean? And so he's like, oh, it's not just me. He's like, no, it's a.
And you're getting the light end of the stick
Yeah.
probably too. It's like
a lot of his experiences he thinks are solo experiences, and then he didn't grow up how we grew up.
Yeah.
So he is a little kind of envious sometimes because like he when he came for Thanksgiving. He's like, it's my mom, my dad, all of us, all the kids. He was like, this how y'all grew up? And we was like, yeah. He's like, man, y'all lucky. It's just me. It was 3 of y'all. It was like, so he envied that much.
He's kind of like an only child in a sense.
Low key. And then we were like, yeah, but you get to, the stuff you get to do, your phone and stand up, and you don't even have a bedtime. You don't have nothing. You never did. You do. You got a lot more freedom than we had too, bro. So we purposely share with him all how tight our shit was. He'd be like, damn. And we be like, yeah. So you take the good with the bad. We couldn't do a lot of shit, bro. Yeah. Where you can do whatever the hell you want.
He probably still would rather have that companionship with brothers. Yeah.
And he would much rather probably have the dynamic of our mom. Yeah. So, there's that kind of stuff. But, I say all that to say, tell Keelan stop worrying about divorce. Like,
we're at like about an hour.
Yeah.
So,
how do you feel like, because you're parenting, how do you feel like with no guidance of family? Because you mentioned it earlier. How do you navigate it?
I just have sense. Don't take it a whole lot, just some sense.
So would you say
But you said you weren't aware of how much time, so there's got to be certain things you weren't aware of.
Learning. Yeah. Learning and adapting to that moment. Like once that was kind of revealed to me, like, oh, this is important. Like, oh, the family thing too. Oh, I thought we were just trying to. It was less like survival and more less like just lifing and like
being
actually trying to live. Yeah, like, oh no, you have to like. It's not just like getting through the day.
Yeah,
it's like no, we're living.
Yeah,
and we are having experiences. So just trying to embracing that and just kind of submitting a part of myself, because I grew up like the youngest, kind of only child type situation. So allowing myself to give myself and compromise like whatever I want to do for things that are for the greater good of the family, and just an experience. This is a family experience.
Do you feel like when you do that, do you feel like you're shafting yourself, or do you feel like, no, I like this?
No, I enjoy. I enjoy.
Yeah.
Anything like nigga. I haven't told her, but we were all dancing the other night, just ridiculous
in the house doing dumb
fucking doing dumb dances, like and Pilot is like starting to develop rhythm now.
Oh, okay.
And I'm just like, dude, this is like for her and I to witness it and watch it all like play out, just the shit we was doing. Like, dude, there's not gonna be a moment like this.
Yeah.
Like
nothing
this is
beats
just
it.
amazing, dude.
Yeah, nothing beats
this
it.
This is just so fucking like.
That's why I don't understand.
Take your fucking phone out and record like I told you, so we can put this online and get the clout. You fucking idiot.
But do you think that those people that are deadbeats, they dip out so early they don't get a chance to even experience that? That's why
I don't think they must not know.
I think it could be overwhelming.
Yeah,
I think it
because
could be overwhelming.
When you're in it, you're like, there's nothing better.
Yeah.
There's nothing better than this. Those nights, like, tomorrow I don't have anything. Show wise.
Yeah.
Saturday I don't have anything. So those are the days when we're in the house being like, and I'm being an idiot, and I'm talking about full extrovert that people don't even see. I'm not even like this on stage. When I'm in the house, I am a dumbass.
Yeah.
Like I'm talking about, I'm loud. people, you know, in public, he's so quiet. He's so in the house. I am
He's doing
fucking
Chinese voices.
idiot, bro. I'm doing everything, bro.
Look at this hella racist.
Everything. We are wilding in the house, bro. I mean, Cotty did some stuff last night, bro. Had Kendrick like in tears. He's like, what? Like, we are idiot. But I think back to like my childhood, and that's the shit I remember.
Mm-hmm.
I remember my dad remixing 12 Days of Christmas with just dumbass lyrics, and nigga, we thought that was the funniest shit of all time. Like and it was a drive from like the Bay to Oakland. I mean, from Antioch to Oakland, going to get our haircut, and the whole way there, he was being a fucking idiot, and we were like, "This is great."
Yeah.
This, and I know for him, he was like, "This is." Now that I'm a dad, I get like those moments where no one can stop laughing, or and what makes it funnier is I think my kids, because of what we do, they know what like killing is and what's bombing. So like watching them bomb, trying to be funny, nigga, makes it funnier. Like if one of them hits, if one of them does something and it murders, and then they'll keep going, like so then the other one will try to top, but it bombs, and they're like, "You're bombing." It's like, yo, you gotta be organic with it. And then Kendrick, his thing is not knowing when to shut it off because he be killing, and then he over, and then everybody's like, is like, all right. And I'm like, Kendrick, you gotta learn when to stop, bro. You ran out.
But he also knows that there's a threshold, and once you surpass it, like there's like there's like that thing where you repeat something over and over again. It's like funny, and then it's not funny, and then you're like, "Are you doing this still?" And then it like becomes funny again. He's waiting for that moment to hit.
But the moments, like you said, it's amazing. The moments of the family, and I don't think people talk about that shit enough out loud. Like I think all niggas do is complain instead of when, like, if you watch this tape back and you see the sincerity in Gary's face when he was like, "There's nothing better." Like, I don't think people talk about that type of shit enough. You know, like I'm starting to see it more, and it could be my algorithm, but I'm seeing fathers and stuff, and people in the comments like, "This is the richest man in the world." Like getting to understand that this is the shit that matters. This other shit don't matter, bro.
And the fact that the richest man in the world doesn't get to spend time with his kids, and doesn't know his kids, is like.
And I would never want that.
Yeah,
crazy.
and
I don't give a fuck.
You hear
about
from the children all the time too. It's like, I don't care about the money. And it's like that might be easy to say, but it's just like they probably be like, "Yo, we'll take a modest house and a modest living situation to spend more time with you, for you to come to our game, for you to like coach us up a little bit and do stuff like that. That would be more amazing than living in this grand house with a stranger, essentially."
Yeah. Like I remember half the time me and my dad spent together, it wasn't really we like took the time to hang out. Is because I was always doing sports and he was always coaching.
Yeah.
So we were just naturally always together because they running me to picking me up, and then we got to grab something to eat, and your mom just made dinner, we got to hurry up. Like, so I spent so much time with him just because I was in sports. And he was doing that. So like I think about how much time me and Keelan are spending together. I got to go to baseball. I got to go. We're just hanging out because I always got him. So it's just, and I think that's why he's so hell bent on like I can't have anything other than this. So you guys can't fight. You can't. This is. I need my dad. I need Kendrick's more mom and grandma like, but Keelan's like I need to be with my dad. So. But it's not intentional hanging out because when we in the house, they don't really give a fuck what we doing. Like they don't care. But except for movie nights, they like the movie nights and stuff like that. But it's like the popcorn of it and watching the old stuff and laughing. But yeah, family life is
cool, man.
Family life is the best. Like I don't get niggas. Okay, I'll say this: I get niggas who dip early. The ones who are in it and leave, that I don't understand.
Yeah,
I'm like you experienced this. Like I don't.
It was like,
the kids are 10 now.
Yeah, like how do you not?
Me. I never really liked these niggas anyways, man.
Because each chapter is like a whole new adventure.
A whole
new adventure, and it's like you went through the baby, blah blah, and then like now they're talking and making you laugh, and then they start dating, and then they're like, I want to go to college. Like it's so many experiences that I'm looking forward to, and it's like how do you miss out on that?
How many men are dipping out that late though?
Man.
And if they're dipping out that late, is it a thing because from a parental standpoint, they're either saying they can't see the kids anymore, or it's being difficult for them to see the kids?
Man, relationships, bro. Relationships, man.
I feel like if a guy is giving up, especially that late in the game, he's seen them to the like 10 or 11 years old, and it's just like, yo, I'm trying, dog, but like it's not easy. I'm fighting for my life to even try to see you for one day out the month because dealing with this person across from me is not helping at all.
That shit is hard.
You know what I just thought about? and I never thought about this before. I wonder how much that hurts.
Oh,
To see somebody like I'm
Unspeakable
trying,
pain.
I get to see you once, and then you rip. I'd rather not see you at all. Then
yeah.
you keep getting ripped away from me every month or whatever, and now I gotta see you. I don't want to see you for just a day. I want
Right.
to see you all the time. I never thought about that shit.
It's hard to guide. It's hard to parent.
Yeah.
Because now
Yeah.
you can't discipline your way. You can't even when you give input.
But even not just the pain of like I
Yeah.
want to spend time with you and I
Yeah.
can't.
right.
Because of this fucking.
Yeah.
But that's what I'm saying. It's like when you see guys' stories about that. Because I'll say this. My dad did a really good job. He was on some shit like, if your mom wants to see you whenever she wants to see you, as long as she's not over here like not sober, like, I don't really care. Like it's like my dad was never keeping us away from our mom when she was still out here. Like he was just like, nah, man, I'm not really tripping on that.
Any bitter ass parent who's doing that, it was fucking trash.
Was your dad like? Did he look down on your mom because of her addiction, or was he like, "Hey man, I'm struggling
We all
with
go
the
through
thing
shit."
too."
No. He never looked at her because her addiction was different. Like I think my dad was also around that growing up, so he saw that stuff growing up, and he knew what that can do to a family and just like just the foundation
person.
of a people.
Yeah.
So I think with my dad, he didn't really he always, even if we felt the way, he'd be like, hey man, make sure you speak to your mom. Do you call your mom? Like he was always big on, you need to talk.
That's good.
Go call your
Yeah.
mom. He I would say that he never, I can't say never, but from what I can remember, he was rarely or never really shitting on my mom like that. From what never. He was just, from what I remember, I can't remember him purposely being like, your mom ain't shit, nigga. He was
Yeah.
always just like, make sure you call your mom. Even if they get into it on the
what's up.
phone, hey, talk to your mom real quick. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I don't see that a lot on the flip side. When I see people, when I hear about the divorce or parents, it's like, I know friends now, they're like, the mom's not making it easy on the dad. It's just like, yo, it's not about you anymore. It's like, it's about the kids. And it's like, I don't understand why do that to the children. It's just
It's a
like,
weapon, man.
it is a weapon, but it's just like, these kids are going to either resent you or resent him or resent both of y'all. Or when they
If you
get old enough,
play your cards right, you'll make it so they resent him.
yeah, I mean, that's
You
true.
know.
But when they get older enough, they're going to be like, wait a second.
Yeah, mom was wrong.
You wasn't shit.
Yeah.
And that's going to be even worse.
That's
And
worse when you're an adult and you're
Bro.
like, oh, you fucked up my whole life.
This kid on TikTok, I think he was like 25 years old. He was like, man, my dad was gone for like the majority of my life. He said, I found my dad. I talked to this dude, and we talked about the real story. That nigga said, he said, I almost got in my mom's face and cussed. I wanted to be like, bitch, are you fucking crazy for what you did? And he was like, man, I tried. I did all this. He's like, here's all the stuff that I even sent. He's like, he showed the kid the receipts.
Yeah.
And he's just sitting there. He
probably
said,
got pissed.
He said it took him 2 years to talk to his mom or something like that.
Damn.
He said he had to separate himself from her, and then he got back and to be like, all right, cool. But he's like, for a long time, he's just like, bro, you destroyed this family.
Yeah.
And it's just like, we could have just co-parented. I know you hate this nigga. You can hate this nigga. That's not that. That is what it is. I don't know. He might have put his hands on you, so that's fucked up. So I understand that. But like, your relationship with him as a child, it's just like that's where things get shaky to me. I was like,
my cousin, bro. I've been with him when he did a drop off. They don't speak.
Yeah.
But they co-parent that kid.
yeah,
They don't speak at all unless it's got something to do with her. I'm talking about that nigga sat in the car with me.
Wow.
And then eyes for, I don't fuck with this bitch.
Yeah.
Like he didn't. I'm sitting in the car like, oh, y'all don't speak at all. Like this is, but they co-parent, and the girl live with her, and then so I'm like, it can be done. Remove your dumb
ego.
shit.
Yep.
And
Ego.
and,
Pride.
and
Ego.
do what to do for that kid because it's fucked up and they need both.
I mean,
how
that's
did your
why
mom?
just stay with me. Like, shit, she don't want to be with me. Look at these kids. We love these kids.
How did your mom think you're doing as a father?
My mom loves, man. She really appreciates what I do. I think she really respects what I do, and the way that I go about it, and how present I am, and then I love how humbly she comes to me with advice, and it's almost kind of sad, like that she doesn't feel qualified to give me insight, though she'll have something she wants to say. She's like, but she'll be very humbly like, I know you don't really need my advice. You don't need to hear anything from me. I'm like, nah, Ma, tell me all the shit. I don't care. Yeah, whatever you need to get off.
I mean, that might be an
you can tell
adult thing
me.
though, versus I'm not qualified because my
Yeah.
dad does that. My dad, once we turned grown, my dad pretty much was like, I ain't got, y'all gonna make your decision. So I don't want to overstep.
Yeah.
I'm respecting your adulthood. So it might not be it might just be like, you a grown ass man, I can offer if you want, but.
Well, my mom has a different gauge for who to respect and why to respect them. Like, just because you're an adult, like, she's still, there's still adult children in my family. Like, a lot. So just because you're an adult, she's not like giving you. She'll tell you.
So she
she'll
respects
speak to you as though a
So she
child.
respects your adulthood.
She respects my adulthood and my fathering. And just the way that I get down. So
how's
that's
your
cool.
dad with your marriage?
Well, my dad loves it, man. He just like hey, to the wife I said hi. He enjoys seeing us, and I think he looks at us like. I think he looks like, man. I think Keenan kind of gets it, because even the discussions that we've had prior to marriage, I think he was very happy about how my thought process was, how I was maneuvering, and also I wasn't delusional about what can and can't happen. My dad was like, you got their nose too open, boy. Like you fall for anything. Like he's real big on like just like being naive to like shit like that. So he's just like, I feel like you get it, son. Like I feel like you did a good job even vetting her. He's like, man, I love her. Like she's great to be around. When she comes up to family functions, and he just looks at it. He was sitting there looking at us like, man, yeah. Like,
Did he ever hit you with the "don't do what I did"? Don't fuck
That's
up
what
like
I was
did?
gonna ask.
Yeah, yeah. 'Cause I think he's talked about that with me before, and just be like, hey man, like if sometimes I'll say something about like if we got into like an argument, he'd be like, hey son, just
Don't put your hands on her.
don't go oops inside the head, son.
Real talk, I do, because I interviewed my mom for the solo show. I still want to interview my brother just to have it like not necessarily documented, but just to hear his story. Me and my brother shared a room for way too long. Like then I was like 12, he was like 22, 23.
Yeah.
So he's smashing bitches. He's having like domestic conflict and stuff, and kind of in front of me. But he would usually take it into the closet, or I'll like leave the room or something like. But I just hear a bunch of rustling and shit moving around, and I'm just like,
hey man, I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry.
In the closet is hilarious.
Yeah,
nigga.
but he would. But the girls, they would always tell me, don't be like your brother.
Yeah.
Don't be like your brother.
Man.
They probably saw a sweet innocent kid
it would in any circumstance. Even if they just finished fucking and they leave, and they're like, don't be like your brother.
Yeah.
So I've always wanted to ask my brother, like,
where did he get
his
that
thoughts. I think he saw my mom get beat up by dudes.
from? Okay.
My mom talks about it
The
like
way you told me
with
that shit was so
such
funny, bro.
like comedy.
Yeah.
she's definitely healed from that, but like I've always wanted to ask him, like, what's your perspective on that?
Your brothers can answer that, like with reflection and with.
I don't know if he can yet.
Yeah.
I don't know if he can yet. So
Yeah.
Cause that's the thing. You ask a question like that, you might not get it.
yeah,
An answer.
an answer.
You know what I mean?
The
Like,
introspective.
Yeah.
Like,
It's just, I don't know, nigga. Cause
yeah.
bitches
be
annoying.
Like, at what
yeah.
point do you feel like it's okay?
Yeah. Yeah. My dad, he just does the whole, man, y'all don't be like me. That's just it. Like,
Just don't cheat.
Just don't. I mean, it's other shit.
It was
but
other shit.
He just be like, don't, especially he adores our spouses. So, especially, my mom is saying, we grew up in a house full of boys. So having daughters around for them, they both are like, yeah, like my mom, and my aunties, when we go, and with my mom's side of the family, they go get their nails done. They go and walk. I ain't got nothing to do with that shit. Like they be out. They text amongst each other. I'll hit my mom about something. I already talked to her. They have a home relationship. So my dad be like, man, everybody loves her, man. Just don't fuck that up, man. Don't, and I know the life is probably hard. I can't speak. And I think my dad is very aware of, he can't speak on something he's not experienced in. So he can't tell me how to deal with this life. I ain't never been through that shit. I don't know what it's like to have somebody coming through your DMs and all I can say is, don't bite.
Yeah.
But I don't fucking know. I don't know what it's like to, have a healthy upbeat. I don't know. So
that's what's crazy about that too, is I obviously reflect a lot just doing the solo show, but I think about so much, like I've had so many bad influences, like 99% of my influences in my life have been pretty bad.
Yeah.
It's like, so I've been taught and I've learned like what not to do. Don't do that. Don't be this. Don't be that. Don't be that. Don't be that. And then in the midst of it, it's been difficult to kind of find myself of what I should be.
Right.
All I have is examples of what not to be. So now I'm even like now I'm like, I don't know how to be or what to be aside from a father.
Other than just don't fuck up.
Yeah.
But it's
Yeah.
like,
Don't
okay,
do that.
I get
Don't do that.
that.
Don't do that.
I get not fuck up, but like what?
Yeah. What do I
what
do?
do I do?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah. what-
like I don't hit her,
it's like
but
having,
I'm still in the doghouse.
So how do how do I fix this? Right. It's like being an athlete when you got that coach that's always on you and you're always looking to the bench to see if I'm gonna come out of the game.
Yeah.
Instead of just playing, I'm worried about not messing up.
Right.
And then like you said, if I do mess up, well, how do I get out of it? All y'all said was don't mess up.
You're almost
and clearly
paralyzed.
you didn't know how to fucking fix it.
It's almost
so,
paralyzing, like
Yeah.
with indecision. It's like I don't know how to make. I just know what not to do.
Yeah.
But so what do I do?
I think that's where, especially for men, I think that's where, especially men at this age, I think that's where your peers come in. I think I saw Shane talks about that all the time, how he learned how to be a dad just watching Damon and Howard, and he said, I just watched my friends. And I think just like we call each other for comedy stuff, I think peering is a thing too, especially with dudes like, hey, bro, let me bounce something off you. I think that's how we do it for people who grew up either fatherless or in dysfunction or whatever. Just you bounce it off your boy, like, hey man, I did this. Is that know? Like I do that. I listen to people and I
be tongue tied. Like there be scenarios, but Jess is fucking so quick with it. She's so fucking good, dude. I admire it so fucking much. Like it's Black History Month, and I asked Pilot, and I was like, hey, you want to come to the store with me? And he was like, no, I don't want to go. He said, you go to the store with all the black people. And me and Jess looked at each other like for like a second, and then Jess just goes to looks down to us like, so you've been learning about Black History Month? Like smoothly, and then they just had a little dialogue, and then boom, boom. I was like, she's so fucking good, dude. Because I was like stuck. I was like, I got nothing.
Yeah.
Go to the store with all the black people. Like, I got nothing.
What does it even mean?
But that's where two-parent home, situations like that. I know, people don't like to say that that's ideal. There's more than one way, but ideally, And granted, if you have two functional, not one person is a fucking idiot and one, but if you got two functional, ideally, you want that because there's situations where one person's gonna be like, shit, I got nothing. Go talk to your mom. Go talk to your dad. Like it's important, So. I hate when people shit on that, like, because they get defensive. That's not the only way. Nobody said that. No. But ideally, if you have two functional people, that's you probably want to do that if you can help it.
Yeah,
because
projecting.
Absolutely. It is what it is.
The nigga exposed himself yesterday to his class, to a girl at school. I think it's because Jordy's been running around the house like naked the whole weekend. So like natural, And
what did he say when he saw it?
But
all I can think about is Kevin Hart.
Huh?
What'd you say when you saw it?
That's what I mean. But I didn't. I was like, had that been sprung on me, I mean, I'm sure I would have been able to act in the moment. But like, she told it to me, I was like, I got nothing.
Yeah, what are you?
I got
doing,
nothing,
bro?
man.
You can't do that, buddy. You can't. That's not.
It's gonna take me a minute, dog.
That's not. You know what I do? I take a beat and I always go, well, because it gives me time. It gives me time. I realized as much as they ask questions and say things, we don't have to answer right away.
Right.
We don't like. I think we feel pressure to like.
To have that.
I
have
gotta
the answer.
I gotta have. But I'm like, well, you know what? Let me think about that.
Yeah.
And they'll wait.
Okay.
I'll be like, I don't. Let's see what. You know what? I don't know. Let's look that up. Because I think we feel pressure to
know everything. To give to.
And I'll tell them in a heart saying, Keelan, you know what? Honestly, I don't know, bro. Let's look it up. Let's see what it says. Because I don't know. Or maybe if he asked me, when you were a kid, I'd have to ask Grandpa. I'll get back to you. But I don't think they expect, or if something outlandish gets said. I was very good at, the first time they cuss or first time, hey, we don't do that. Well, why? Well, it's blah blah blah, and I'll talk very slow.
Slavery.
It's just things. There were
Mayflower
times.
Mayflower.
There were pilgrims. There were times
Mayflower.
where
People weren't
civil
so
rights
kind.
and Martin Luther King.
Australopithecus,
You know, there were
the
times
motherland,
Mesopotamia.
first humans, humanoids, dinosaurs.
some people helped. You know, dinosaurs.
Big Bang Theory.
Oh shit!
So,
All right,
the Great
man.
Depression, and
All
then
right.
from there, potatoes, lots of potatoes. What?
Opposable thumbs.
And then Trump. You know.